5 types of people rich retirees avoid. Do you? You've worked hard, you've saved, and now you're finally living the dream. Retirement. But let me ask you this. Could the people around you be quietly draining your joy, your energy, and yes, even your money? Today we're diving into the 5 types of people that rich retirees avoid like the plague. Because if you want your golden years to be, well, golden, you need to be selective about who gets a front row seat in your life. Maybe it's a friend who always needs a loan or a relative who sees your success as their personal safety net. Let's break it down. Here are the 5 types of people who could potentially sabotage your dream retirement and what you can do about it. Number 1, the constant moocher. I'll never forget a story a friend of mine told me. Let's call him Jim. Jim had just retired, excited to finally enjoy life on his terms. And then suddenly his long-lost cousin reappeared, always with a sob story, just needing a little help. Before he knew it, Jim had loaned him out thousands with no sign of repayment. Look, don't get me wrong, generosity is a beautiful thing. But there's a big difference between choosing to help someone in need and becoming their personal ATM, especially people with an entitled attitude who don't respect your financial boundaries. Also, be leery of electronic requests. I got an odd request from a fairly new friend a while ago. It turned out her Facebook account had been hacked, and it wasn't even her asking for money. So here's your move. Set those financial boundaries. A simple, "I can't do that," is a full sentence, and there's no explanation required. Protect your peace of mind and your pocketbook. Now, Tom and I have a policy. We don't lend money, period. When a family member or friend needs money, we may decide to flat out give it to them, but never lend. Unpaid debts can destroy relationships. If you notice a pattern where someone only shows up when they need something, that's a red flag. Ask yourself, is this a balanced relationship or is it always just take? Number 2, the perpetual victim. My neighbor, Susan, had a friend like this. Let's call her Linda. Every conversation was a storm of complaints about the economy, her kids, her health challenges. And the minute Susan suggested solutions, Linda shut them down. It wasn't about finding a way forward. It was about having an audience for her misery. So if you start to feel like you're constantly playing therapist, maybe it's time for a shift. Encourage those solutions and refuse to attend their pity parties. And if they won't change, it might be time to take a step back. Here's what works. Instead of just listening and absorbing their negativity, start asking, what are you going to do about it? If they resist taking action, that's your cue. Number 3, the drama queen or king. I once had a friend, let's call her Karen. She seemed fun at first, but everywhere she went, chaos followed. She thrived on gossip, stirring up conflicts, and dragging people into her mess. Eventually, I realized the drama wasn't happening to Karen. Karen was the drama. Retirement should be as stress-free as possible, right? So if you've got a drama magnet in your life, it won't be. You know what I'm talking about. Those people who thrive on stirring the pot, gossips, arguments, unnecessary chaos. Here's the test. If someone leaves you feeling exhausted after every interaction, that's a red flag. Choose peace of mind over drama, always. Number 4, pushy salespeople. I once met a couple who were almost tricked into sinking their entire life savings into a too-good-to-be-true investment. The salesman? Charming. The pressure? Intense. Luckily, they stepped back and did their research. Turns out, it was a total scam. So before making any major financial decision, take at least 48 hours to think about it. And better yet, run it by someone you trust first. Timeshare salespeople are notorious for employing these high-pressure sales tactics. And they can catch you off guard, like they did for my Aunt Sharon. She and my late uncle had bought into a timeshare in Orlando, Florida, decades ago, and she was thrilled to leave the Minnesota winters for a week each January. One year, she was attending a mandatory owners meeting. The property had changed hands, and my aunt was pitched on an entirely new points system, and it promised lots of perks. They kept my aunt there for 7 hours, feeding her only cookies, and she ended up signing up for a new timeshare just to get out of there. She wasn't allowed any time to think about what was being offered, consult with family, or obtain any legal advice. She was pressured because the price was only good for that day. They kept my aunt there from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and she ended up signing up for this new timeshare just to get out of there. She never told me about it after she'd been scammed by a get out of your timeshare company, which just added insult to injury. So here's the rule. If someone pressures you into making a decision right now, that's your cue to walk away. We don't make rushed decisions. Our money works for us. Finally, number 5, the negative naysayer. My friend Mark always wanted to take up sailing in retirement, but every time he mentioned it, his old coworker would say, "That's dangerous. What if something goes wrong?" Well, guess what? Mark ignored the naysayers, learned to sail, and now spends his weekends on the water, loving every second he's out there. So you know what I hear when someone says, "That's a bad idea"? I hear their own fears, their own limitations, and not mine, and certainly not yours. If you want to live boldly, surround yourself with doers, not doubters. So here's the challenge. Take a look at the people around you. Are they lifting you up or are they weighing you down? You can't soar with eagles when you're down scratching in the gravel with chickens. Retirement isn't just about money, it's about freedom. And that means being intentional about who you spend your time with. And now, I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever had to cut ties with someone toxic or banish certain types of people from your life? Please drop your stories in the comments. I love to hear them. And then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you like what you hear, and hit that notifications bell so you are notified about our latest postings. Bye for now.